Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to a new episode of Music with Nick. Super excited today. We got a new marathon lined up, sponsored by JK. Thank you so much for sponsoring this new marathon, and it's titled, very interestingly, we're gonna do a Lost in America, a grim journey across the country. I love that you guys keep coming up with these themes for these marathons, and this one basically is a bunch of cities, but in the form of songs by various artists. So the first one is we're gonna start off with Atlantic City by Bruce Springsteen. Then song number 2, Baltimore by Randy Newman. The third song is My City Was Gone by the Pretenders. Love it. Allentown by Billy Joel. And Desperados Under the Eaves by Warren. I know this is going to be... I did an entire marathon. Warren Zevon. I think it's Warren Zevon. That's how you say it, I think. If not, I'm sorry, but that's what makes the most sense to me. Zevon, Safon, I guess. So yeah, so I do know Warren, of course. I do know Bruce Springsteen, and I do know Billy Joel and the Pretenders. I've never heard of Randy Newman, so that's gonna be the only artist I've never heard of before. But I'll be familiar in a couple of minutes. So, yeah, well, let's start it off. Thank you so much, JK, for sponsoring this marathon. I do appreciate it, and thank you for making the video happen. I do really appreciate it so much, and all you guys watching, of course, and you know, checking out these marathons that are rather lengthy, but you still have the interest, and I love it. So thank you so much. So without further ado, let me get the music up and I'll be right back. All right, so I did one thing. I pulled up Mr. Google or Google, and so it's Zevon. It's Warren Zevon. That's the correct pronunciation for everyone. If this is your first time listening to Warren Zevon, that's the way you say it, or that's at least how Google says to say it. So there you go. That's the, so you don't have to spend time, you know, but it's crazy because it says WAW dot, so va, right, and then run, RUHN, so, and that's Warren, of course, and then Zevon is Z as in zebra, EE, and then V as in Victor, A as in Alpha, N as in Nancy, Zevon. Here you go.
Warren Zevon.
Crazy, right? Okay, so yeah, there was no way I was gonna figure that out, but that's why we have Google. So here we go with Bruce. We're gonna check out Atlantic City first. And I think I also wanted to say the album. So Bruce's song is from Nebraska, the album Nebraska 1982, and Baltimore is from, let's see, Little Criminals 1977. The Pretenders is Learning to Crawl. This is from 1984. And Allentown is from The Nylon Curtain, 82. And Warren is from his debut, 76. All right, so let's give it up for Bruce here. All right, enjoy.
Well, they blew up the chicken man in Philly last night. Now they blew up his house too. Down on the boardwalk, they're getting ready for a fight. Gonna see what them racket boys can do. Now there's trouble busting in from out of state, and the DA can't get no relief. Gonna be a rumble out on the promenade, and the gambling commission's hanging on by the skin of its teeth. Well, now everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Well, I got a job and tried to put my money away, but I got debts that no honest man can pay. So I drew what I had from the Central Trust, and I bought us 2 tickets on that Coast City bus. Now, baby, everything dies, honey, that's a fact. But maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, put your hair up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Stockings, baby, 'cause the night's getting cold, and maybe everything dies, baby, that's a fact. But maybe everything that dies someday comes back.
It's an interesting style of recording. I guess it's in a very, very tall, like, recording studio, or I don't know, like those backing vocals, like that's him, but very, very far away. That's kind of like crazy choice that he would have do them himself, and but maybe he's doing everything, because it's, I just hear the guitar, and then I think that's a mandolin or a banjo, and then the harmonica. That's pretty much it. But I mean, he doesn't need anything else, you know. It's with him, it's always about the vocals, you know. The vocals are his. Of course, he has great musicians, and everybody who plays with him is like top tier. But I love that here it's a little bit simpler, and it's, you know, more about the vocals. And the vocals are always very descriptive, you know. You just like feel you're there. I like that about him. And it's very good. Very, very good. But it's always like with Bruce Springsteen, I always get this sense of, it's a little bit like the same that I get with Billy Joel. It's just they're storytellers, and sometimes these stories they do get to me. It's like a sad kind of vibe, you know. But let's continue.
I've been looking for a job, but it's hard to find. Down here it's just winners and losers, and don't get caught on the wrong side of that line. Well, I'm tired of coming out on this losing end. So honey, last night I met this guy, and I'm gonna do a little favor for him. Well, I guess everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Maybe everything that dies someday comes back. So fix your hair up nice, fix yourself up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City.
Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, there's only winners or losers, and I hate to be on the losing side, so I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do this guy a favor. It's like, oh, man, that's just the reality, you know. Sometimes when you, and then even the cover is so like grim. It's like Nebraska, and it's just like black and white, cold. I don't know if you ever watched the movie. I think it was up for an Oscar in Nebraska, and it was just very like, just by watching that movie you felt like phrasing, you know. um but it was a good film. Yeah, but this was a great song, but like I said, with him here, especially this was more on the darker side, and I'm sure that's what JK wants to tell, you know, the story, you know, with let's see, like Lost, you know, Lost in America, a grim journey across the country. That's crazy, man. JK, that is crazy, but it's so real because I mean, I've seen some grim stuff, you know, but again, it's not just in this country. I've seen some homeless people, and when we went to Montreal, we went, you know, in Munich, I like one. It's like not that many, but here in Denver, it's pretty bad. Like, and it's just insane. It's so bad. I hope I could, like, really help someone. And it's crazy. It's difficult because, like, in the winter, you drive up to people, and if you want to give them like clothing or food, they don't want it. You know. They almost look at you like, how dare you? You know, how dare you give me something that's not money? It's difficult. So some people, of course, will take a blanket or a sweater. But some people, like, we always have stuff in the car, you know, to donate. You know, we always have our car full. And if we see someone who's cold, you know, we try. But some people don't. They don't want the help. They want money. So it's difficult. All right, so next song, Baltimore, Randy Newman. That's the only artist I haven't heard before. Little Criminals is the title of the album. Let's go. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see if this gets any darker. I'm sure it will, especially with Billy Joel. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Something is wrong. Did you hear that? I think there was nothing. Let's see. Let's try again. Sometimes happens that the Spotify just doesn't run. There we go. It's booting up. All right, let's try that again. Here we go. Baltimore.
Beat up little seagull on a marble step, trying to find the ocean, looking everywhere. Hard times in the city, in a hard time by the sea. Ain't nowhere to run to, there ain't nothing here for free. Hooker on the corner, waiting for a train. Junk line on the sidewalk, sleeping in the rain. And they hide their faces, and they hide their eyes, 'cause the city's dying, and they don't know why. Oh, live out in the country where the mountains high. Never coming back here till the day I die. Oh, Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live. Oh, Baltimore, man, it's hard just to live, just to live.
It's very good. Yeah. Another grim picture, pretty much. You know, it's hard just to live there. You know, and then the stuff that he was singing about, yeah, it sounds pretty not that exciting. It's so bad because while this is all, you know, real, it's still that way, you know, 40 years later. Like, it hasn't changed at all. Nothing has changed. And it was like this 40 years before, and it's gonna be like this 40 years from now, you know. That's something that's never gonna change about society, you know. So I love the song. I love the instruments very much. The keyboard, it was, I guess, the piano they were playing with the guitar, the bass, boom, 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 boom. Like, I love that palm muting guitar, and the solo at the end was just like the cherry on top. Very cool tune. Almost like a little bit too short, but you know, I know why. This is good. Very cool. I love also it's almost like spoken, you know, the whole thing. Very interesting. Randy Newman. I like him. Okay, so now the Pretenders. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I do want to see the cover. No, I have not done this. Not done this from this album, anything. All right. My City Was Gone. Here we go.
Hey, oh, where to go? Ohio. Ohio, but my family was gone. I stood on the back porch, there was nobody home. I was stunned and amazed. My childhood memories sort of swirled past like the wind through the trees. Hey, oh, where to go, Ohio?
I love the bass here. It's really like the time, like I don't know, the way it's set up, the song is very weird. Like I don't know, there's like it kind of like has a weird beat. It's like, I don't know, it's like 4 and then it's like, I don't know, 6. You like, it just stays on that. It's a weird way of, but I like it. It's really cool. Of course, it's very dark, you know, about that the place is just disappeared and the childhood memories are gone. It's like, just like, I just saw this movie, you know, everybody has watched, I guess, Oppenheimer. And I don't know what, why, I don't know, maybe I misunderstood, but I don't know why the place is not there. I don't know if it was something that really happened. Maybe you can fill me in, or it's just, you know, a tale about a city in Ohio that just disappeared. If it's just made up, you know. But I like the tune. I like the raw guitars, the drums. I like the singing. It's very good. And just like the times, this very interesting time signature here. Let's continue, because I don't want to get too much into, like, because I was just going to talk about my hometown because we went to see it and we went to my old neighborhood, and was just super odd because last time I'd been there was like 14, so it was just so different. It was so different. Everything was smaller than I remembered because I guess I'm taller. It's just weird.
Countryside had been paved down the middle by a government that had no pride. The farms of Ohio had been replaced by shopping malls, and music filled the air from Seneca to Cuyahoga Falls. City, hey, oh, where to go, Ohio?
What a great solo. And I looked up, of course, you know, a little bit more about the song, and it's okay. I'd stop that. I swear. That's Billy Joel, Allentown. But yeah, it's her, you know, singing about environmental awareness, you know. So I just wanted to see why yeah, environmental and social concerns. Yeah. It says that rampant development had destroyed the pretty countryside of her youth. And yeah, so yeah. But it's in 4/4. It's nothing like too weird. I guess they would just stay on that chord longer, you know, than usual. And but great solo, and it had more like a honky, maybe not a honky tonk, but it was, the solo was very like, yeah, it was a little bit honky tonk, like, you know. I don't know. Could be wrong though, but really, really interesting though. But yeah, I love this theme that it's just like, it's grim. Like, just like he said, it's a grim voyage, you know, through the US or through America. Journey, it says, grim journey across the country. Okay, now Allentown, let's start it off again. It starts, I think, with the train here. Billy Joel. And this is from the Nylon Curtain. Let me see. Have I done anything from this? I don't think so. But I could be wrong, you know. I think maybe I've seen this cover before, so maybe yes. But let's go with Billy Joel. Billy Joel is so sneaky because he sings, a lot of his tunes are super depressing, but he does them, you know, he composes them in the major key, and so you basically, yes, you hear like all this pain and suffering, but you can't really, and it happens so often to Alexia and I, because we focus more on the music. So, and then it's about death, you know, and starvation and war, and we're like, you know, like that. So it's that it happens because, and we just went last weekend, we went to see Ben Folds, and he's like a master, like lyricist, like, and also very piano driven, the whole band, and he would always basically say, yeah, but I wrote it in the major key just to fool everyone, you know, but it's, or I wrote it in the minor key, and I know about this very well because if you play a minor scale, it just sounds sad, you know. And I'm more like a minor chord. If you play a minor chord, it sounds sad, and if you play a major chord, it sounds automatically happy. That's just the way the frequency hit our bodies. It's these notes string together, these 3 or 4 notes, and that's just what we feel, as human beings. So this one is it's in the major key, but even though he's singing about, I don't have a job and I'm like, so yeah, it's very sneaky. And that happened to us when we listened to Luca. And then there's, people who are like outraged, or when we heard Rush, and it happens. But then there's people like, hey, yeah, I've heard this song for 30 years. I've never really focused on the lyrics because it's just so upbeat and I just dance along, like Alexa's dad. So yeah, so if that happens, don't be too mad at us because it just happens, and I know people that never pay attention to the lyrics. It's like almost like that's just the way they listen to music. The lyrics are pretty much not important, especially people that like instrumental music, Okay, let's go back. I just wanted to clear that up.
We're waiting here in Allentown for the Pennsylvania we never found, for the promises our teachers gave. If we work hard, if we behave, so the graduations hang on the wall, but they never really helped us at all. No, they never told us what was real. Iron and coal, chromium and steel, and we're waiting here in Allentown. But they've taken all the coal from the ground, and the union people crawled away. Every child had a pretty good shot to get at least as far as their home and got. Something happened on the way to that place. They threw an American flag in our face. Well, I'm living here in Allentown, and it's hard to keep a good mind down, but I won't be getting up today. And it's getting very hard to stay, and we're living here in Allentown.
There you can hear the miners. That was just like such a normal thing, to do back in the day. To work in the mine, and and then the dad worked on the mine, so the son worked on the mine, and then that kid worked on the mine, and it's just like, one thing after the other. I mean, just like traditionally, that's the way it worked, and must have been so tough, But yeah, so this I love the musicality of like Billy Joel is so the way he sings, and man, this guy can there's some videos where I just like couldn't hold it, because what he sings about is sometimes really dark, The Captain one, the one I don't know, Captain Jack or something, but I can't listen to that song. It's just too dark. Okay, so one little thing. So JK asked me to not interrupt the song, not to pause it. So just if so I already didn't pause one song. So if it gets, the thing is, like, if I don't pause the song, then I have no way to dispute with the record company, you know. Then I can't say, hey, I paused the song, you know. I'm not uploading the song in full. So I will not pause the song, but if it gets blocked, then I'll guess I'll take the blame, because I already didn't block Baltimore for the same reason, because I was like, well, you know, if they're gonna block it, then I rather take, you know, the blame. But you know, like, if you have a request like that, like, don't pause it. And I mean, he didn't like say don't pause it, but he said best not to pause. So I'm not gonna pause, but if they block it, then sometimes we have to wait, you know, until they unblock it. And I guess, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit harder. And I know in the last couple of weeks I have tried to get away with not pausing, but most of the stuff does get blocked. But I'm lucky enough to dispute the block, because sometimes, most of the times, if there's a song in there by Warner Brothers, Warner Music Records, Warner Music Group, then basically we're good. If there's one song in there by Warner Brothers, they're so cool about this, about the reaction video, that basically if you have one of them in the marathon, you can do pretty much whatever you want. But that's my theory. I mean, I could be wrong, you know. So we're not gonna pause this one. We're just gonna listen to it and then talk about it. And now also I wanted to add one of my own, but I'm not gonna do that today because I don't want to ruin the flow. I'm not familiar with songs about cities and that are grim, so I don't want to like put in some shitty song at the end, you know, just to make it longer for the sake of making it longer. I rather, you know, listen to this, we talk about it, then we wrap it up. All right. Okay. So this is Desperados, Under the Eaves, and this is by Warren. Oh God, I forgot how you say it. Zevon. There we go. So, was it oh, damn it. Let's see. Let's just do it one more time. I think I closed it. Well, I did it at the beginning. I'll learn it by memory how to say his name. Okay, here we go.
I was sitting in the Hollywood Hawaiian Hotel. I was staring in my empty coffee cup. I was thinking that the gypsy wasn't blind. All the salty margaritas in Los Angeles, I'm gonna drink 'em up. And if California slides into the ocean, like the mystics and statistics say it will, I predict this motel will be standing until I pay my bill. What? Don't the sun look at me through the trees? Don't the trees look like crucified thieves? Don't you feel like desperados under the eaves? Heaven help the one who leaves. Still waking up in the mornings with shaking hands, and I'm trying to find a girl who understands me, but except in dreams
tell. I was listening to the air conditioner hum, and it went.
Very cool. Very good song. I think my favorite part was really when he was like, the air conditioner was like, you know, that part. It sounded very Irish, or, you know, like, I think, yeah, it sounded Irish. And the orchestration was beautiful. The whole thing. I guess I know why JK, there was not a good part where you could just stop, you know. It was just, it crescendos up, and then you kind of like, if you pause, then you kind of like kill the vibe. But yeah, and what he sings at the beginning, when he's like, yeah, they're saying all this is gonna be underwater. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna happen eventually, but I mean, look, this is a little bit over 40 years ago that they were saying this. And I mean, yes, the water is rising, you know, every year. So I guess we will be underwater eventually in maybe 100, 200 years. But, you know, humanity will find a way to deal with that. It's not going to happen just like in Waterworld, you know. At the beginning of the movie, just like, but it's so crazy that it's always been a thing, you know. That I think there's even movies that are, you know, I saw this movie that was a sci-fi, not like Blade Runner, but not so advanced, but everything was pretty much underwater already. It was in Miami, like the movie was in Miami. So with Hugh, was it Hugh, the guy who plays Wolverine? And it's about this thing. It's almost like a little bit like the Matrix. You can lay in this thing, and then you basically just live in the memory, you know, in the past of your mind. And it's a pretty cool movie. It has like this noir type, this detective noir feel to it. And but yeah, the whole movie is like pretty much everybody has like wet toes, you know. So who knows? I guess it will eventually happen, you know. But that's the lyrics. Back to I think the music was very good. I like Warren's music very much. I did a whole marathon. If you want to check it out, it is on the channel. That one, for example, was blocked for some time, like for a week, and then it got unblocked. It is on Patreon as well. So I usually, that's my go-to when a marathon literally gets blocked and there's like, they say, well, we're going to let you know in a month, you know, if we unblock it. Then I upload it on Patreon and send the link to the person that requested it. And then I usually leave them up there, even if it gets unblocked. So, but yeah, this was a great idea. I could do a lot more of this, and I'm sure there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs of this, of just like, may it be a grim future or a grim situation or just, a bad situation. There's a lot, there's a lot of stuff going on. And it's, I guess, it's what else. I think music is a perfect way to talk about things, good things, bad things. So yeah, I'm sure we could do part 20 of this, of this style, like a grim view of, anything of the world, So, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, JK, for choosing these songs. Let me know what you think. Which one was your favorite one? Which is a song that you would say that's, this one, that's the one. I mean, not to, what I don't like is when you guys say, oh, the list should have been this. You guys can make your own list, This is JK's list, and I'm sure he took a long time to figure this list out. But I mean, you can always be like, hey, this is what I consider a song that, that I would put on my list. So that would be fun to see, to create conversation in the comment section. And, but yeah, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Thank you for watching the video. If you're still here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can, if you want to. It's free. Check out the Patreon page. That's not free. Yeah, we're gonna do our 33rd album, full album soon. And I think it's gonna be, well, I'm not gonna spoil the surprise, but and then we're gonna do a second full album this month. We're gonna do 2 full albums. But like always, but I guess you guys chose them. You guys voted for them. Sometimes we do one and you guys do one. This month you did both, so that's kind of cool. Well, this was just great. Thank you so much, JK, for choosing these. I'll definitely listen to them again. It's just like this time in a marathon like this, I pay, of course, attention only to the lyrics, way more than to the music. The music is just like a secondary thing that's happening, but I'm more focused on the lyrics, because I do want to talk about the song, not just the music. But there's also a song we did yesterday with Nirvana, Alexis' sister, and that's all instrumental music, called Liquid Tension. Check that one out. I did upload it, and it only had like 10 views. Give it a chance if you like Rush, if you like progressive rock. Give it a try. And it's an unknown band because it's a super group. It's Tony Levin, Mike Portnoy, John Petrucci, and they're all like just like the new progressive like masterminds, Jordan Rudess. So check it out. All right, so here I am pulling a commercial for another video. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for being here. Thank you, JK, for choosing these awesome tracks. I did enjoy it very much. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.